You're watching the Discovery Wings channel.
Do you like flying? I know I do. Welcome to Sportlight Spotlight, the show that takes you into the unique and exciting world of ultralight, light, and experimental aircraft. I'm your host, Laurence E. Gibbs.
Are you ready? We're gonna show you things you've never seen before. Extreme Air, Sundays at 10 here on the Discovery Wings channel.
Welcome back. I am here with the San Diego Ultralight Association President, Mr. Larry Faust. Larry, appreciate you talking with us today.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of not only this field that we're at today, but the association itself and your involvement?
Be very glad to talk about it. We have been here at this particular field in San Diego County for over 15 years now. The San Diego Ultralight Association was formed in 1982 in the early part of flying ultralights, and for the sole purpose of getting ultralight enthusiasts together, and we have certainly enjoyed this field. The San Diego County has sanctioned Nichols Field, where we are standing right now, as the only sanctioned air park, if you will, for ultralights in San Diego County. So we're blessed to have this place to fly. We do share the air park with a skydiving company called Air Adventure Skydiving. And frankly, we cohabit very well together. The parachute jumpers and the ultralights mix well in that we have separate runways. They use a right-hand pattern, we use a left-hand pattern. And actually, everything works out very well. We have 75 members that are active in the Ultralight Association here in San Diego. We meet once a month, and we have our own little clubhouse and actually have a lot of fun. Approximately twice a year we'll have a fly-in where we actually have about 25 ultralights on the field. We'll do proficiency kinds of contests such as spot landings, a lot of fun.
I dropped in here. As soon as I told him, yeah. So don't try to start alone.
We do bomb drops where we actually drop bean bags out of the ultralight. We'll do balloon pops and torpedo runs and a few games and exercises like that kind of keep the competition spirit going, and that's a lot of fun. Of the 75 ultralight flyers that we have in our club, there are probably half of those up at the Verona Indian Reservation, which is another air park that we have here in San Diego County. So, but we get together and we have a meeting monthly and enjoy ourselves. And believe me, there are lots of little places to land in the backcountry too. We have several spots that we can go that we've been authorized to land on private property, and that's a lot of fun. We'll fly out to, for example, out to Borrego Springs or out to Ocotillo Wells in the desert. We'll fly as far as Jacumba Airport, several different places around the county. And it's just a great sport kind of flying. As you can see in the background, the type of ultralight that we fly, you're not going to go long distances, but you certainly can fly for fun, and that's what this is all about.
How would people, young enthusiasts or anybody who really want to try this sport out, get a hold of you, get a hold of the associations, and maybe make it to the field to take lessons?
There are a couple websites. The EAA has a website as well as the USUA, and both of those websites have the San Diego Ultralight Association officers' names and telephone numbers. And so we're getting calls continually from people that are interested in this area that want to come on out. So we get visitors. We invite them to our club meetings first Saturday of every month at 9 o'clock here at this air park. And so anyone in the county that's interested in this area, visitors, we welcome everyone to come down.
All right, Mr. Foss, thank you very, very much for taking the time to speak with us today and giving us all the good information about the association, ultralight flying, and the field. And if the audience does want to get a hold of you, they can go to the website, contact you, and definitely make it to all the fun events that you guys have planned.
Absolutely, and we welcome anybody. Thank you very much.
Great.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Right.
In this next segment, we are speaking with Jerry, another one of the pilots here at this field who has the sweetest plane out of all of them right here. Check this out. Welcome back to Sportlight Spotlight. We are here at Otay Lakes, one of the ultralight airfields, and we are speaking with Jerry, who has this ultralight right here called Skyboy. It's actually what he informed me, a couple years old as far as model, design, what have you. Actually looks a lot newer than that. It's a really nice plane. I dig it. I think it looks really good. Jerry, would you please tell us all about it, how it came about, constructing it, design, all that fun stuff?
Well, actually, the construction is done in the Czech Republic.
Wow.
The aircraft was designed by an engineer, aeronautical engineer, in the Czech Republic. It is built in the Czech Republic. It is imported to the United States in Florida, and those are the main distributors are in Florida. The plane is a two-seat ultralight. It has a 582 Rotex engine. Okay. Water-cooled, 30-foot wingspan. What else you need to know?
Well, okay, so it came to you pretty much like this. They shipped it out in pieces. Did you put it together, or did somebody else put it together for you while you were here?
No, it's shipped out in containers.
Okay.
Two aircraft in a container comes across the Atlantic to Miami, where it goes through customs, and it's shipped to the dealer in Florida. He takes it out of the container and puts it on together, which is just mainly the wings. The wings are taken off and separated, and the wings are put on, and that's it. It's ready to fly.
How long have you been flying vehicles like this?
This type of vehicle, ultralights are new to me. I'm only flying them just about 2 months now.
Oh.
2 months.
So he's a little bit less of a newbie than I am, but that's all right. That's good.
Well, prior to that, I had 2 aircraft that I built and I flew. Okay. And before that, I was in the Air Force, so I had about 4,000 flying hours, but only about 2 months in the ultralights.
Wow. What made you get into the ultralights?
My mother, when I first started flying, my mother always told me to go low and slow. Well, I went to the Air Force and flew jets, which weren't too low and slow. So now I'm finally getting back to listening to my mother.
So this is more kind of recreational, kind of relax, have a good time, and just still get up in the air.
Exactly.
Right on.
The last plane I had, which was a Sonorai that I built.
What's a Sonorai?
That's a single engine, 2-place, tandem built, metal wings and aluminum wings and a fabric fuselage. It was made for cross countries, and that's when we were living up in Las Vegas, and I would fly down to Southern California quite frequently in it. So it's a good cross country airplane. But I wanted something here that I could just fly locally, seeing the countryside more, because the other one I'd be up at 8,000 to 9,000 feet coming down here. You didn't get really to see much. But with the ultralights, you're going slower and lower and get a chance to see the country more.
Okay.
The seating, which is extremely comfortable, is something that you don't find in other aircraft, whether there be a general aviation or ultralights. It's a reclined seat, and you are extremely comfortable in sitting and flying it. I could see where you could fly, if you had the gas, you could fly for hours without being uncomfortable.
All right, Jerry, thank you again for taking the time to speak with us about your aircraft. Fantastic aircraft, and we'll be seeing you right after this.
The Discovery Channel has a new face.
Hello, I'm Nigel Marvin.
Tag along with adventurer Nigel Marvin on his quest for curious creatures.
I'm swimming with a yellow anaconda.
Going face to face with dangers great and small.
They don't get much bigger than this.
Some more dangerous than others.
Please don't try this at home.
Animal Adventure charges back into primetime with Nigel's Wild Wild World. Mondays at 8 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel.
A lot of people consider ultralight aviation just as typical as what the pilots themselves think of it, low and slow. Right now we're going to be talking to two pilots here at Nichols Field that will totally blow that theory out of the water. Let's go talk to them. All right, we're back with Nick and Scott, a couple of the pilots here at Nichols Field in Otay Lake, San Diego. We saw some footage of them earlier heading up and flying around. They're going to be doing some aerial stuff for us, some aerial tricks in their vehicles that we saw earlier. Nick, Scott, go ahead and tell the audience what we're going to be doing today.
Well, first we're going to go ahead and line up going down runway 27 left in an echelon formation, and Scott, I'm going to be braking right and Scott's going to be braking simultaneous with me. At that point we'll go ahead and hopefully we'll cross right over the top here, head back out over final, line up again where Scott and I will line up on each other's wing. We'll go ahead and brake simultaneously, go almost into a 360, and then we'll head straight in at each other and then we'll brake. We'll go ahead and brake back out, line up in the back again, and go ahead and line up simply for a military brake turn, where I'll go ahead and call it brake, and approximately 3 seconds later, Scott will go ahead and brake right behind me. Then we'll come in and land.
Right on. Now you guys, again, have been working on this for a couple years now, at least flying together for a couple years. How long have you been working on this particular maneuver?
I think we first did this maneuver probably just a little over 2 years ago. Probably was the first time we ever tried the head-to-head, where we cross over with each other.
Probably after watching a Blue Angels video, Sam was going,
I think we can do that. After the first time we went to Miramar and saw the Blues do it, and after that, we just started incorporating some other things. And we actually have a kind of a show that we do with, like, I think a total of 7 maneuvers.
Wow.
We'd do it for you today, but we're not we haven't done the whole thing since last summer, so.
Oh, no
But
worries.
we'll show you half of it, and
Right on.
hopefully it'll turn
New
out real
aircraft,
good.
you know, a little different, so.
Looking forward to definitely seeing you guys up there. Now, Nick, you definitely do have an interesting helmet there. We'd like to get a shot of that. Show the audience for us what type of helmet you got there.
I just went ahead and received this from Flight Suits Limited. It was hand painted for Nick Irish Riney, and it's a Hurricane. And as you can see in the eye of the storm, there is a clover representing also Irish. So as it is, it's Irish in a hurricane. And my call sign being Irish, and my plane being a hurricane, it's Irish in a hurricane, either way you look at it. But it's a great addition, and it's really comfortable. It's custom fit to my head, and a little investment. It's almost like a trophy. So
That's pretty good, man.
I think they'll probably bury me in the thing. So
Definitely.
All right, well, we're going to see these guys take off and do their thing. And Nick, appreciate it. Scott?
my pleasure.
Our pleasure.
All right, we're going to be seeing you up there.
See you in the sky.
Watch this.
See ya.
Clear prop.
Earlier, I got to speak with Mr. Bill Kurtz, one of the oldest pilots here at the San Diego Ultralight Association. He shared with me some of the reasons why he got into ultralight aviation and his background as an aviator. Let's take a look.
I'm Bill Kurtz, and I'm an old retired naval officer. I was in the Navy before World War II and played around for a couple of wars and then got out. During my civilian life, I took up flying, general aviation type, and flew for about 3 or 4 years and then had to give it up because my wife was ill and I had to take care of her. But then after she passed away, I looked for something to do to keep me occupied and found this little field and the ultralight airplanes. Now at 78 years old, I'm still flying them and I enjoy it. It's a wonderful hobby. You have the challenge of keeping it maintained, and it's all yours, and you're the only one that flies it. Very few regulations, very few rules, and we just have fun.
Hurry up and grab those munchies. We'll be right back.
Ever dream you could fly? You can fly in a lot less time and for a lot less money than you thought.
Flying is your ticket to new places and wider horizons. There's nothing like it.
Stop dreaming, start flying. Call 1-888-BE-A-PILOT. Ever dream you could fly? You can fly in a lot less time and for a lot less money than you thought.
New technology makes flying easier. Now there's more time for fun.
Stop dreaming, start flying. Call 1-888-BE-A-PILOT.
Welcome back to Sportlight Spotlight. We're here with another one of the local pilots here, Barry. Barry, appreciate you taking time to talk with us here. He has one of the trikes here at this field, and he's going to tell us about the uniqueness of his engine, which only 4 other trikes in the United States share. Would you like to tell us about it there, Barry?
Sure. This is actually a Geo Metro automobile engine, which has been converted for aviation use.
Barry, could you tell us what company actually supplied this engine kit for you?
Yeah, it was Raven Rotorcraft in Boulder, Colorado. Not a whole lot has been done to the engine from stock as far as getting more power out of the engine, and that increases reliability. So motors basically just scooped out of the car. Some of the unnecessary things, you know, air conditioning stuff, controls and all that are removed. But apart from that, really all it's done is you bolt on a reduction drive to get the prop spinning at the proper RPM. And you do some lightning modifications. You cut some things off of the intake manifold here. You fashion different brackets to hold the alternator. The flywheel, which is located here, has been shaved down and lightened to take some weight off. And apart from that, not a whole lot has been changed. The reduction drive is what they mainly deal in. They sell reduction drives for the 3-cylinder Geo Metro motor as well as the 4 cylinders. But they will offer completely converted motors ready to install. They'll do all the wiring harness modifications and everything necessary to get this motor ready for aircraft use. One of the really nice things about this motor is it's fuel injected, so it's automatically compensates 7 times a second for fuel mixture and altitude, which keeps your mixture and burn rate just perfect all the time. There's no oil in the gas because it's not a 2-stroke, so you just put your oil in and go, or your gas in and go. And And also the throttle body here has coolant coming from the radiators, or actually engine block. The regular coolant fluid goes into the throttle body and keeps it warm. And what that does is keeps the mixture, air-fuel mixture, right at the right temperature, but also it prevents you ever from having icing problems. So you can fly in conditions where carburetor icing would normally occur, and with this motor that's an impossibility. It's just nothing that you ever have to worry about. So there's a lot of interesting benefits with this. The 4-stroke reliability, excellent fuel consumption. I burn about 1.8 to 2 gallons an hour at a 65 mile an hour cruise. That's 75% power to achieve that. It's got plenty of power to run auxiliaries with the alternator. You can run radios, everything you need. It's electric start, which is nice and handy. You can be sitting in the aircraft when you start up, or power down if you want to do some soaring. And one of the nicest aspects of it is it's quiet. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It's probably the quietest motor we have out here.
Barry, tell us a little bit about the trip you made to Warner Springs and the fuel capacity to burn ratio that you were talking about. Could this engine, is that a longer flight than a typical trike engine could make?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a longer flight than a typical trike could make, but the fuel consumption is significantly better. Most, I guess, people are burning around 3 gallons an hour or so. Wow. With the 2-cycle motors. With this, I made a trip up to Warner Springs and back. I guess round trip, it's about 90 miles or so. I started out with about 7 gallons worth of gas, and when I got back, I'd estimate, just looking at my sight tube, I burned maybe 3 gallons. Less. It's just hard to notice any fuel burn. The other day I went out with, did a 3-hour flight on less than 5 gallons of fuel.
Throughout the show, I've been interviewing various pilots here at Nichols Field. We've been taking a look at the different variety of crafts that they fly. We've been seeing them do all sorts of fun things, even aerobatics. Now, I know a lot of you in the audience are probably wondering to yourself, hey, Laurence, when is it your turn, pal? When do we get to see you go up and catch air? Well, guess what, kiddies? I'm going to be doing so right now. That's right, I'm going to be going with Barry, and he's going to be taking me up in his souped-up trike, and I'm going to have a great time. But while I'm up in the air, there's an interview I want you to see of a pilot here who had a day that didn't go quite to what he expected. Until then, let's go talk to Barry.
I'm going up, guys. I'll be flying. That's right. I'm going to be catching air. You ready? I know I am. Watch this.
So that you know, see this right here next to your foot? That's a throttle.
Oh, you betcha.
Okay. Also, when you're on the ground, allow me to steer.
This is going to be cool!
Second annual Shootout on the Prairie returns to Greenville, Illinois, August 16th through the 19th at the Greenville Airport. Located 45 miles east of St. Louis, Missouri on I-70, pilots from around the world are coming to Greenville to compete for thousands of dollars in prizes and to be known as the top powered parachute pilot in the world. There will be fun, games, and food for the entire family as you watch these pilots perform. For more information, go to www.shootout.com. See you in Greenville.
I'm here with one of the pilots here at the San Diego Ultralight Association. He is also the creator of our show and my boss, Mr. Chase Jazzborne. Thank you, Chase. Hey, great to have you on the show. Now, throughout the show, we have been speaking with various pilots here at this field. A lot of them are older pilots that come from a general aviation and a military background. Unfortunately, a lot of them had to give up their license because of the age factor. Now, obviously, that's not going to be the case for yourself. Can you tell me why you prefer ultralight flying over general aviation?
You're right, Lawrence. I got into ultralight flying not because of medical reasons, at least not yet. A lot of the older pilots here are here for that factor. They've lost their medical certificates and thus their pilot's license. Cost is also not a big factor for me. I got into ultralight flying because I like the wind in my face. I like bugs in my teeth. That's a big joke for a lot of ultralight flying. With ultralight flying, it has become what I always thought flying would be. When I started in general aviation, it was too restrictive. I had too many rules to follow. I mean, the tower tells you when to take off, how high you can go, where you can fly. Look out for this, look out for that. Don't go here, don't go there. It wasn't what I anticipated when I got into flying. And when I got into ultralight flying, it was flying 100 feet off the ground slowly, where I can actually see what was on the ground. And that really appealed to me. And then speaking structurally, the ultralight aircraft I actually trust more than a general aviation aircraft. It's simpler. In more cases, it's built actually tougher for the amount of weight that it's hauling around. You are flying slower, so if you get in trouble in the sky for some reason, if you do have to come down, you're not coming down in a fireball hurry, 300 miles an hour and your hair's on fire. You're coming down at a speed you could basically live through, even if you were in a very severe situation, which luckily is very, very rare, and usually only because of a pilot error, and that's usually due to oversight and maintenance more than anything else. I don't think I know of, other than a few people not watching where they're going flying in power lines, the only other reason planes have come down is because somebody's not done proper maintenance.
So for the most part, you can brush whatever off. So in case you get a little bit of problems, something happens, you brush it off.
Yeah, because you're talking about a plane that's designed to glide first, it wasn't built as an airplane such as the Long Easy, which was the plane that was John Denver was flying. That plane has to have a considerable amount of speed behind it to keep it in the air. These planes will still fly at 25 miles an hour, some of them. And that's, I mean, that's not much faster than running speed for you and I.
Yeah, so in case you did come down, you can come to a running stop, jump out, run to a stop, say, hey,
just about, yeah, you really could. There's quite a few of them you actually could. If you lost your landing gear, you could actually stick your feet out the bottom and run for a landing.
So you could be like Fred Flintstone in the car.
Yeah, actually, my plane, in fact, is one of those planes you could do that. One of my planes is a two-axis aircraft. It's kind of actually my favorite of the bunch. Very, very lightweight aircraft. Two-axis means you have elevator and rudder only. You don't have ailerons, so you don't have additional steering components that most of these other planes have. But it tends to create interesting circumstances when it's on a windy day.
And speaking of which, we happen to have some footage of that particular incident going on. Tell us a little bit about that, that little bit of a windy day that you had.
Yeah, we actually, what you're talking about is footage that we have. One of the days that I was out flying and I was demonstrating for a friend that hadn't seen my little plane yet. I decided to go up for a quick flight, and with a two-axis lightweight Quicksilver MX, wind and that plane don't really mix real well. I took off and found myself in a blustery condition, which made it kind of an interesting flight. This is a 1984 Quicksilver MX ultralight. with two-axis control, meaning there are no ailerons on the back edge of the wings for steering. As I'm taxiing toward the runway, I failed to check the windsock and realized that the winds were picking up a little more than I had anticipated, and I'm taking off here on my takeoff run and getting ready to pull up into a little bit of a surprise, because as I clear the tree line, which is at the end of the runway, I hit the full force of the wind, which is blowing right now up at that level, and it starts to pitch the plane from side to side, which is not really a big deal. There's nothing we have to worry about structurally, but it makes it for kind of a bumpy ride and a little bit much in the way of enjoyment as far as how much work you have to do. This is my friend Jim Moss, who was going up flying with me, and as he's leaving the ground, you'll notice that he catches some wind effect, which pushes him down, and that forces him to do a short field takeoff maneuver, which is that radical ascent he just did, so he can clear that. By this time, I'm a little bit tired of the work I have to do to keep this thing stable. As you can see, the flags blowing in the wind there. Multiply that a couple of times and you'll know what I was fighting with. I've decided to come in and make my flight short, just for the sake of the bumpy air. It makes it not as enjoyable. Again, it's nothing to be concerned with structurally. The plane can handle way, way, way more than that. And I have flown deliberately in stronger winds to hover the aircraft. But as you see my final approach here, I'm trying to come down and the wind catches the wing and blows me sideways a little bit, and I try one more time to push the nose down and I climb instead, and that you hear is my son giggling because he realized what just happened to me. In the effect of trying to come down, I ended up going up instead, which was not something that I've really run into in the past. Still not of any concern, I decide, well, let's just try the other runway. So at this point, I've made my sights on making a bank right turn and coming around to the other runway, which is 25 right, our short runway. And as I'm turning here, I've included a shot that allows you to see the flags blowing one more time. Now, I have to apologize for the bumpy images we're getting here. This was not footage we planned on putting in a show. It was just my son using a very small high 8 camcorder to get the just to record for our records, you know, the flight, and just for fun. But as here you can see, I am bobbing around again. I am at the end of 2.5, and this is actually more air and worse of an effect. And what you didn't catch, we left out, the images were just way too bumpy, was the fact that when I tried to come down, as I pitched the nose forward, the plane rose about 200 feet in a matter of a few seconds. So I decided to try one more time on 2.7 and come in, and at this point everybody's getting a little bit concerned for me, and they're all taking off to come up and give me some moral support and figure out a way for me to get this plane down. But I figured I would power off and use the wind effect basically as a column of air to ride in on, and stalled the plane basically and rode that column down. Now you can see that I am not moving very quickly forward. My forward momentum speed is very slow in comparison to what a normal plane would use to land, and at that point there where I make contact with the ground, you could probably have run down the runway and maybe even beat me going down the runway. But the column of air was sufficient enough to keep the plane float, and I got down on that column of air just fine. So my strategy proved to be adequate. But for a while there, I wasn't quite sure if I'd ever get this plane on the ground.
I went to go turn to approach 2.5, right? And I put the plane down like this, and it goes, whoa! I'm coming down to the hill. Next thing I know, the hill goes, way down there. Like, okay, I guess I'm not doing that.
Well, Chase, man, it's one pilot to another. Great landing, man. Great landing.
Thank you.
There was definitely a chop up there.
Oh yeah, God, it's bad. That was fun. That was so unbearably cool. Can't even describe it. It was good. Right on, bro. Appreciate it.
Are you ready? We're gonna show you things you've never seen before. Extreme Air, Sundays at 10 here on the Discovery Wings channel.
Hi, welcome back to Sportlight Spotlight. Remember Nick and Scott, the two pilots here that were doing the aerobatics? Well, check out this footage from their last road trip. Good stuff.
Alright, I'm gonna go get up there with them. See you in a minute. Alright. Good one. I'll see you guys up there.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today here at Sportlight Spotlight here at Nichols Field, San Diego, California. We had a fantastic time. My initial flight was fantastic. Thank you once again, Barry Palmatier, for taking me up on that initial flight. Until next time, I'm Laurence E. Gibbs, and we'll see ya.
All right. Okay. Do you want me to do my best, Rod Serling?
You're jumped into a dimension. Dimensionally exciting somebody mind. Welcome to Sportlight Spotlight.
Probably do that on one of the shows. after people are rolling.
Do you like to fly? I know I do. Nah, dude. Do you like to fly? Nah, I know I do.
Hands down the pants thing,
Yeah. Pig, never should have married you.
I hear it, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Take that bloody plane and stuff it in the toilet. We're trying to do some work here, okay?
Bugger off! That's a high one.
Yeah, he is. Must be going the other way. So high, I can't see it. I don't see it either. You gotta be way up.
That dude's high.
He's getting louder. Does that mean he's coming down now?
Yeah. And very quickly, too.
Please don't land in this video. It's too small for you.
Be like Lloyd Bridges in an airplane. You're coming right at us.
Quick, duck.
Seems like I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Hello?
Well, hi there.
Mother? Are you there?
Mother?
Hello, Mother?
Mother?
Hello, Mother?
Is it in stereo?
No. You ready? Okay.
All right, throughout the show, we've spoken with quite a bit.
Or seat of the pants flying, as they say. Back when Orville and Wilbur Wright were... Oh, dang it, what the heck was on my face? I had a bug crawling on my face. That's right. Go away, insects. Okay. I got into ultralight flying, luckily because... one more time. I got into ultralight flying, definitely not because of the medical reasons. Dang. Heck, nabbit. Somebody got the raid. Where's the raid? Yeah. I just hate that, because I hate when I'm watching somebody get shot and you have a bug.
Well, I had one in my
face.
ear.
I want to ignore it, but you had one on you too?
Well, yeah, but while you were talking, so
okay.
me, I'm just, yeah, I know that's going to be edited out there, so.
Yeah, so I needed him to stay off of me long enough to get this out. So he's on you right now, so okay, keep him over there.
Okay.
Oh, man. Our brains are fried. We've been out here baking.
Quite a while now.
For a while now. Okay, here we go.
Tell us when it's time to, turn over, I feel like I'm in a rotisserie.
Oh, yeah, look at this. I'm starting to,
All right, that's
starting to bleed through here.
Yeah. Here we are. We're going to check out some footage that Nick and Scott were good enough to bring along with us. Or bring along with that.
Welcome back to Sportlight Spotlight. Remember Nick and Scott? We saw them doing the aerobatics earlier.
Check out this footage. Hi, welcome back to Sportlight Spotlight. Remember Nick and Scott? Remember they were doing the aerobatics? Well, check this footage out from their last photo. Feel like Robert Stack in Airplane. Let me tell you something serious.
No, wait, you can stop.
Oh,
Yeah, someone's buzzing on my head. Trampostes castradores. Oh. I thought that was a fly.
Damn, it's a big bug. Okay, now I can talk. We're made of baby.
Seriously, man, I thought it was like, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'll take perfect shooting for 500, Alec. What is no vehicles? All right. I know. Throughout this whole...
Continuity is face string win.
I know. Throughout this show, I've been talking to people who pilot these crafts, who build these crafts. People fly here, people fly there. You're wondering, hey, Laurence, when do you get to fly, pal? When do we get to see you get interrupted by engine sounds? That's right. Until next time, I'm Laurence E. Gibbs. I'll see you in the air.
G'day, I'm Steve Irwin, and we're at Nickel Field today. We're gonna watch all the high-flying ultralight flyers, like that one over there. What a beauty she is!
Yeah.